Hi guys, welcome back. We're still doing the Monogram series. I'm still missing the hedgehog, and I believe that's all I'm missing right now is the hedgehog. I don't know about this M8 armored car. I haven't seen that in the armored series yet in the white boxes, but I am missing the hedgehog, and I just got the grant in, and we'll take a look at that. And I am actually building the Lee. I just finished building the Jeep. I did that yesterday. I gotta prime it and then paint it, and then we'll go from there. So right now, I'm actually building the Lee, and it's coming out pretty good. I'm working on the 40K Canon here. Let's see if we can get you over here. See what I'm doing. So basically what I do is I leave all the parts on the sprues until I'm ready to actually put that piece together so I don't lose any bits. I've seen a lot of modelers take off the bits right away, and I don't advise that. Leave your models on the sprue until you're ready to piece the pieces together. Don't glue them. Always try to look at your directions and then place them where you believe they are supposed to go. And that way you'll always have a good fit and you'll limit your mistakes. The last thing you want to do is have a bunch of glue marks on your vehicle or whatever you're putting together. And see, so that would be the Canon for the M3. It's a little bit stiff, but you know what? I don't think that's a problem, because if it's too loosey-goosey, it's going to always fall down like that. So I'm going to leave a little bit of extra plastic on there so it will remain upright wherever I want it to go. So let's take a look at that grant. I did get the Panzer Jager in. It's actually sealed. It's still in the factory plastic, which is pretty cool. I wanted to get two so I could build one and then save the other one for display. I ended up winning all three of my bids for the M3. So I've got one sealed, and I've got another one. So I've got two of these babies. I mean, three. I'm building the one right now. So I've got one. So it wants me to put in the directions. It wants me to put the treads on now, but I'm not going to. That's going to be the last thing I do after I paint it, prime it, because I don't want to get any paint on this. It's really kind of tacky when you do that. So I'm not going to do that. So basically, this is what we're looking at right now. And then this will slide in there. Yeah, and then we'll be able to remake the Sahara. All right, so let's put this aside, and let's do a little box opening with the British version of the Lee. Now this is the Grant tank. This is the M3, which is the British version of our Grant tank. So this was the American version, and here's the British version. So let's take a look at that, and we'll see what's going on. Look at the artwork is pretty cool. It's got the old destroyed Panzerkampfwagen over there. Looks pretty neat. Where they got the Tommies. So the British Grant M3 was an American-built medium tank, a powerful weapon. It was extremely effective in desert action. This model is a highly detailed right down to the race, rivet heads, maintenance tools, and pistol port doors. The 75mm gun, the 37mm gun, and the machine gun and turret are all removable. All movable. The periscope moves in unison with the 75mm gun, and the kit includes bedrolls, tops, packs, and two realistic figures. Cement and paint not included. This is 1/32 scale plastic model kit by Monogram. This is the white box, the Armor series, which came out in 1973. So let's see what's happening here. Let's get you over here. Open this baby up. Okay. All right. So what do we got? We have directions, and we have. I love these right here. These are awesome. These color tips are fantastic. I thought only the German models had them, but no, the Allied models also have them too. They just disappear quite frequently. So here we have the Panzerkampfwagen. We got the Grant, and it's a pretty awesome job. You have your painted schemes. It's pretty neat. It says the ground was edged with strip of wood 1/8 high and 1/4 wide prior to doing the groundwork. Right there, I guess. And the outer edge of the gun barrel is trimmed after the tissue is dry. Let's see. Oh, okay, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about, they use tissue paper for that right there, the gun. I don't know if you can see that, but they wet it and they painted it and waited for it to dry out. So that's pretty cool. Now this is another Shepherd Payne. That guy was awesome when he made models. So the ground was edged with strips of wood 1/8 high and 1/4 inch wide prior to doing the groundwork. Cover on the gun is a facial tissue applied wet before the gun is mounted, using thin white glue to stiffen it. Outer edge on the gun barrel is trimmed after the tissue is dry, and the camouflage net is rolled cheesecloth, tied and threaded, painted OD, and the outer threads were highlighted with the ground color. The prone figure is one of a series of 8th Army Desert Rats manufactured by Valiant Miniatures. So I'm assuming that dude right there. And he's right there. Pretty cool. We've got dudes sitting down, huh? Directions. Yeah, pretty similar to Grant directions right there. Right? Yeah. Pretty close to it. Let's see what the difference is. 8. They got 9. 9 is that. We got 10 here. So there's an extra step somewhere in this one. Let's see. Where's the extra step? Maybe 5 is the extra step because you got 5 right there. And then we have 6. So this is this skirt. This skirt is extra on the British tank, opposed to our Lee. The Lee doesn't have the skirt, where the British Grant does. So that's pretty neat. That's a little difference, right? Of course, they ain't gonna stand up. So okay. So we've got our parts here. Compare this baby, right? Sand. It's green. We have Commander, bed rolls, Tommy, hats, covers, helmets, hats, really. We got our treads. We've got extended turret. Cannon sprue. Of course, there's road wheels, sprockets, and all that good stuff right here. Very similar to the Lee. And we have, oh, that's interesting. Grant tank. That's interesting. Because here we have, this came out of the Lee. Look at the, so those decals come out of the Lee, and this came out of the Grant. So you could use either or. Look, you got a CP there, so you got a Soviet marking for it right there as well. Wow. That's pretty neat. Yeah. So that's cool. So I've got my Grant. She came in. I've got my Pansy Yaga. And now all I need to do is do a search for the Sherman Hedgehog in the white box, and then I'll be complete. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Wow, almost done. So what am I gonna do when all this is done? Well, I do have a lot of this stuff built up already. I bought unbuilt models. I bought some broken models and rebuilt them and took them. I actually stripped them and took them apart and rebuilt them. Those half tracks and the 2.5 ton truck. Those are full kits, but I did buy like a group of them that were all smashed up or just, you know, kids playing with them, they're broken, so I had extra pieces and stuff like that. So I just rebuilt them. That's what you saw in the last video when they were all on the table. A lot of those plastic models I had rebuilt. The Jeep, it's missing its gun, but that's not a big deal. I think what I'll end up doing with the Jeep is probably turn it into a medic. And yeah, I'll probably turn these guys into medics with an orderly. So I'll probably end up doing that with that Jeep. So I'm in the process of building this, and then we'll go from there. I did build a Patton. I did build a Pence Cup Wagon 4. A lot of these other vehicles are really tough and expensive to get. The Pansy Yaga, there were 2 of them, and that one's sealed, and the other one wasn't sealed, but I paid $65 for that sealed one, and the gentleman wanted $90 for the unsealed one, which is what I wanted to build. But I can't see me paying almost $100 for a model. So I offered him, I lowballed him at 55 and he denied it, and then I went up to 65 and he denied it, and then he went down to 84, and I just couldn't bring myself to pull the trigger on that. Maybe maybe I would have done 70 to build it, but I don't know. That's kind of pricey. On average, I pay about anywhere from the smaller ones. I pay anywhere from $25 to $30 for them, and then for the bigger tanks, I end up paying anywhere from 55 to the most I think was $70. That's including postage and that kind of thing. And I really shoot for the people who have free shipping. But if worst comes to worst, the hunt goes on. And I love the box art. I didn't realize that I had that sitting up in my shelf. It was behind my B-17, and that's the Flak Panzer. And I love the box art. I just picked that one up. I did have that one buried in my model box, but I didn't realize I had that one buried in there either. And that's just, I paid $20 for that box, which was pretty damn cool. And that's actually sealed. So that was a good bargain. But I love the box art. Now, these came out in the 50s and 60s. And I was just a dust collector at that time, rolling around on the floor in my little onesies or whatever. And probably about 4 years old maybe when those all came out. So, yeah. But I like the box art, so I grabbed them. And then these babies right here, that's what I grew up with. So that's what I wanted to collect and display, and that's why I'm buying them. I'm getting them for display, and if I get an extra tank here or there, I'll build it. I'm trying to get my mojo back to get painting and stuff and get back into the Napoleonics. So I figured if I can throw a couple of these together, it might, look, it actually rolls. Once I get those treads on there, it won't. When you move it on the ground with the treads moving, it usually breaks off your bogies and your idle wheels. So, but right now, yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's what we're looking at, guys. All right, so that's the British Grant, the M3, right next to the U.S. Lee. Look at those babies, huh? Oh, and a good movie I just saw with Jim Belushi, John Belushi's brother, called Ciara and the Sahara, which is a remake of Humphrey Bogart's Sahara. I don't like Sierra. Sahara. So yeah, so they came out with a really cool movie. If you have a chance to watch it, it's on Netflix right now. It's called Sahara, and it's Jim Belushi. He does a great job in acting. It's a pretty cool movie. So go out and do it, and I will catch you out there. Be good to each other. It's a crazy world. Let's get modeling. Bye, guys.